Daft, Jack, and the Beanstalk. Let's get started. Let's get started. I love this book. Okay. Daft, Jack, and his mother were so poor. They lived under the cow and the field. His mom swept the front end, and Jack swept the under end. Daisy's was good cow, but his problem was Jack's mom was fed up with milk. It was all they all ever had milk, cold milk, warm milk, milk on a toast, milk on a pudding, and on Sundays, for a special treat, they had a milk surprise, which was really just milk without milk, with milk on top. Milk, milk, milk. Jack didn't mind the milk, but his mother would have given anything for a change. I'm sick enough tired for milk. Ow! Ah! Okay, sorry about that. She would shout, if never takes another draught of so long as I left, it will be too soon. If only you were clever, boy. Jack, you would think of something, you crazy boy. I have thought of something, said Jack. It's a new kind of milkshake. It's milk flavored. Jack's mom chased him all around the field. One day, the terrible thing happened. Jack was sitting on the field eating mini milk glory, and Jack's mom was having her after milk when the Daisy suddenly looked up and the great sky decided was going to rain and the cows to lay down. Right, that's it. I have enough. Spread Jack's mom when the Jack pulled her by ankles. You will be happy to take Daisy into the cellar, but make sure you get good prize. I chase you around the field for a week. Daft Jack was very sad because Daisy was more like a field and just roof over his head. He was always right to please his mother. He made himself a milk sandwich for the journey, and the Daisy set off toward the town. If Jack was wrong way took it, his turns carried each other. Then, at the top of the hill, they met an old man sitting on the tree stump with a shopping bag. That's a fine cow you're carrying, he said. What's your name, sonny? It's Jack, said Jack. But everyone calls me Daft. I don't know why. Wow, Jack, said the old man. I'd like to buy that cow from you. I would like to sell the cow too, said Jack, but you have to give me a good price for her. Otherwise, my mom will chase me around field for a week. I can see you, clever boy, said the old man. I am in a good mood today, so guess I'm going to give you that cow. What? Said Jack. The old man reached into the shopping bag. Beans, said the old woman. Not just one bean, just 2 beans. I'm going to give you a whole tin of baked beans. Jack couldn't believe his luck. Not 1 bean, not 2 beans, a whole tin of baked beans, just one old cow. It must have been a lucky day. At last, his mom would be proud of him. So Jack kissed Daisy goodbye and set off his home carrying a tin of beans carefully as he would carry a newborn baby, feeling very pleased with himself. As soon as he saw a field, began to shout, "Look, Mom! All your troubles are over. Guess what I've got for Daisy? Not a whole bin, a country full of beans. Why, Mother, must be 100 yummy beans instead. I knew you would be pleased." At the end of the week, when his mom had finished Okay, sorry about that. Okay. At the end of the week, when his mom had finished chasing him, Daft and his mom sat down in the middle of the field. "Oh, Jack," wailed his mom, "now we haven't got any cow to sleep under. If you only have a crabber boy, you think of something." "I thought it was something, Mom," said Jack. "Was it beans?" So Daft, Jack, and his mom ate beans. They ate nothing left at all. That night, Jack couldn't sleep. "I can't do anything right," Jack thought sadly. My poor mother would be better without me. I think I'll run away from the big wide world and seek my family." So Jack decided to rip the note for his mother. He couldn't find any paper, so he tore the label from the big tin, but there was something already written on the back of the bacon bean label. Jack had paper into the moonlight and read, "Congratulations, you have brought the lucky bean and won a fantastic prize for all your family." Jack woke his mother. When she saw the message and the bean tin, she couldn't believe her eyes. "Oh, Jack," she cried, "at last you'll be able to buy a proper house." "Yes," said Jack, "I will be buy a poor Daisy bag and fancy nice glass of milk," said Jack's mom. And Jack's mom was so too happy to chase him around the field. In the morning, they sent a rocky beans label, and soon after their prize arrived, a whole roaring world of baked beans. OMG, this is so many beans. Oh, geez, a piece. Oh my. Jack and the mom didn't know what to say. They began to stack the beans in the corner of the field. Just before, as they had finished, a second lorry of beans arrived. And all day long hurried and kept humming. They was evening were huge pile of bean tins, a stack of bean tins, a colossal grabbing mountain of bean tins. Their bin was right up to the crowd. So from there, Daft, Jack, as his mom ate beans, it was all they ever had. Hot beans, cold beans, warm beans, beans and toast, bean pudding. Beans. And the Sunday, for a special treat, they just had bean surprise, which was really just bean with a bean on top. Jack's mom would have to give him anything for the chance. "I'm sick and tired of beans," she shouted one day. "I've never eaten another. Oh, you're a clever boy, Jack. You should thought of something." "I had thought of something," said Jack. "Bean juice milkshakes." There wasn't room after Jack around the field because they had been stacked. It was too big, so Jack's mom chases the bin stack instead. Higher and higher, Jack hopped with Tin to be Mom's puffing and panting behind. Until the Jackass closed his eyes, he kept from behind, but Jack didn't stop. He kept climbing. He looked down at the world below. He saw a field, a small handkerchief, and a mound as tiny as an ant. And still Jack climbed higher. When he was almost too tired to climb anymore, Jack reached the bin and out of the crowd. Oh my goodness. Jack looked around. To his amazement, he saw an enormous castle with a great door wide open. He tiptoed inside. It was the most incredible place he ever seen. Jack wandered his room for the room, with carpets and the snow daft. A further had a jacuzzi, and living room with a great armchairs had a TV screen the size of cinema. At last, Jack went into a wonderful kitchen filled with every kind of gadget. Jack was instead of the cooking, and he climbed to look on the giant side of the microwave. Suddenly, the whole castle began to shake. A great voice arrived. Where from? I got a giant pain in my thumb. Jack looked around in a room and saw an enormous giant sitting in a table. His stomach and looking very miserable. It's not fair, complained the giant. All ever to eat a children, and now I get barely ate. Hot kid, cold kid, warm kid on the toast, kid pudding, and the sundaes. For a special treat, I have kid surprise, but that's just kid without kid on top. I'd give anything for a change. I'm sick and tired of kids. If you never will say another kid is wrong, I will be too soon. He looked down at Jack. And now I've got to eat you too. It's not fair. The giant reached as huge as that. As he grabbed on the west, he laughed and kicked and struck into the air and opened vast back cave like mountains with a tunnel like a huge purple carpet. Wow, said the Jack. This is the end of Daft, Jack, and no mistake. Ah! He had just about crunched if the memory draft bases, and suddenly he had an idea. Excuse me, Mr. Giant, he whispered nervously. If you eat me, it only make your tummy aches worse. I can't think of like beans to you. Beans, roared the giant. Oh, do I like beans? Yummy love them. So Jack and his giant by hands and away. Giant told a lorry it was. All by himself was a great castle and nothing to eat people. Jack began to feel very sorry. Poor giant man is with his mouth. Oh, Jack, he cried, wherever you be. Jack's mom was very pleased to see Jack on a piece. But then she saw a giant. And when she saw Jack's mom, it was rough as first right. Fee, fo, fum, I'm going to be married to Jack's mom. Of course you are, dear, said Jack's mom, but first you must be hungry after the long journey. The giant looked at the beans stacked, the grumbling and the apples right to lick his wrong with. Fum, fo, fee, I want a giant size of baked bean pie. It began to munching the beans, not one tin, not two tins, the whole stack of beans, and it didn't even stop opening the tin. So Daft Jack mom married the giant, and they were very happy. There was no rain in the giant wonderful castle in the sky. Daft Jack opened the cafe in the giant kitchen they called Daft Jack and the Snack Eye Snake, and the people came from far, far away when they reached happy. So he served everything you can think of, except milk and beans. The end. Bye. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and see you next time. Bye. Storytime Kevin TV.